Silvera family media barred from court. The family of former Member of Parliament Julian Silvera and the media were barred from entering the courthouse Thursday as the former legislator made his first appearance before a judge to answer the charges that he murdered his wife Melissa. His daughter and her mother were visibly disappointed when Justice Finette Graham Allen made the announcement minutes after 2 p.m. One has to exercise discretion in each case, the judge said. Graham Allen said family members and the media will be permitted inside the court at a later date. Black River Talkx office remains closed due to noxious fumes. The Black River Talkx office in St. Elizabeth remains closed following the emission of noxious fumes throughout the building yesterday. The St. Elizabeth Health Department says it is still working to identify the source of the fumes. Consumers have been redirected to the Santa Cruz Talkx office. Operations were halted Wednesday, and staff and other personnel in the establishment evacuated after some workers became ill due to the noxious fumes. Man electrocuted while walking to work identified. Police have identified a man who was electrocuted in Christiana, Manchester on Thursday morning. He is Garth McLean, 47, a resident of Joe Blaine in Christiana. Reports suggest that sometime before 6 a.m., McLean, while walking to work, got entangled in utility wires and was seen unresponsive. The police were alerted. Law enforcers subsequently stated that in an abundance of caution, the fire department and Jamaica Public Service Company were called to the scene to retrieve McLean's body. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Health Minister assures that visitors to Jamaica have access to health services, following U.S. travel advisors citing concerns over inadequate medical services. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has sought to assure that visitors to the country have been afforded healthcare services when the need arises. His assurance comes in the wake of a recent travel advisor from the United States, which cited concern over inadequate medical services in Jamaica. The advisory, which has been updated to a Level 3, wants citizens to reconsider travel to Jamaica. The U.S. noted that public hospitals in Jamaica are under-resourced and cannot always provide high-level or specialized care. It also urged Americans to get insurance before traveling to the island. Reacting to the advisory, Dr. Christopher Tufton told reporters that though the U.S. is within its rights to warn its citizens as it sees fit, non-Jamaicans have never been refused medical treatment at the nation's facilities. He added that some of the challenges being faced by the country's healthcare system relate to the mass migration of healthcare professionals, especially to the U.S. Dr. Tufton said perhaps there is a need to explore collaborations between Jamaica and the U.S. to address the concern, given the interconnectedness of the two countries.
Certainly, more particularly from a health perspective, we have never refused to treat with any non-Jamaican that requires emergency care, and indeed we have saved many lives, persons who have gotten into one issue or the other, whether it is trauma-related, overindulgence in terms of the vacation and the spirit of the vacation, and done what we have had to do to ensure that through triaging, priority is given to any patient that has an emergency, whether local or foreign. It's the mass migration of our healthcare workers, which is very difficult to correct. And if you look at the data, most of those persons migrate to the United States or to North America generally. And so it's not practical always to separate the issues in the strictest sense. Both people going to the US, people coming from the US, workers going to the US to work, recruitment of workers, including healthcare workers. One of the challenges we have in catering with a greater level of responsiveness to the population that we served, including the vast majority of foreigners who come, which we welcome, is the fact that we lose a lot of our healthcare workers to the very market from where these tourists are coming. And that has to be included in any sort of analysis, I think, as we try to forge a partnership going forward to address the concerns of public health, which is to address everybody who has an issue while on the island.
Jamaican business owners want to comply with regulations to ensure consumer safety. Jamaicans who wish to establish businesses in the country are again being warned to conduct their enterprises in compliance with the country's rules and regulations. The warning follows yesterday's multi-agency operation in Clifton, St. Catherine, where over 140 cylinders containing cooking gas were seized at a home. 2 persons were taken into custody after the operation revealed breaches related to the Consumer Protection Act, the Trademark Act, the Natural Resources Conservation Authority Act, the Petroleum and Oil Fluid Act, and the Proceeds of Crime Act. Head of Operations for the St. Catherine South Police, Superintendent Hopetoun Nicholson, said business owners must operate within the laws of the country to ensure their safety and the safety of consumers.
During the operation, operatives from the National Environment and Planning Agency served notices on the owner of the premises to cease and desist operations. 3 notices were served, and we use this opportunity to implore persons who intend to venture into business to use the legal channels, adhere to the laws of the land, and to ensure that they comply with the regulations so that all can be safe and persons can go about conducting business in a manner that is lawful and is always safe.
They lied. Ainsworth Shakes, director of the Vetting and Polygraph Unit at the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA, says polygraphs administered by its examiners in recent times in public sector job aspirants in the 19-year-old to 35 years age cohort has seen a number disclosing their involvement in cybercrime and lottery scamming. A polygraph, otherwise called a lie detector test, is a device or procedure that measures and records psychological indicators such as blood pressure, pulse, respiration, and skill conductivity, while a person answers a series of questions. The thinking is that these psychological responses can indicate whether a person is lying or not. MOCA, a state law enforcement entity, only responds to requests from public sector bodies, including law enforcement bodies. Speaking with reporters on Wednesday, Shakes, who bemoaned the fact that lie detector test results are not admissible in Jamaican courts, said, "We have been looking closely at the new phenomenon, lottery scamming. We are also looking at the cyber-related crimes such as scamming online and so on. Those are the 2 latest trends that we have seen." The majority of the times where there is an issue with the polygraph examination, where persons might self-disclose about illegal activities, it is mostly along the line of lottery scamming or cybercrimes or something drug-related activity, Shakes noted. Shakes, who said the unit has over a decade's worth of data since its interception, noted that while the disclosures about drug-related activities are sometimes negligible, in terms of cybercrimes and lottery scamming, we're seeing that features a whole lot more. The unit director said such disclosures have been a trigger for investigations by MOCA. "We definitely have started investigations. There are times when we call in the local police to assist us with certain findings or to get more clarity around certain matters, or we do it ourselves," Shakes told reporters. He, in the meantime, lamented that he viewed as underutilization of the tool in criminal prosecutions here, noting that trained Jamaican examiners have used their expertise in other parts of the Caribbean to assist court trials. "The challenge we have been having with that is that based on Jamaican criminal justice system, we have not reached the stage yet where we are fully understanding the utility of polygraphs where criminal cases are concerned, because there is this general narrative. Whenever we try to provide some clarity around the utility of the polygraph in these cases, there is a general narrative that polygraphs are not admissible in court," Shakes explained. "But we have actually assisted Eastern Caribbean states with polygraphing law enforcement members, and we have more than one situation where persons volunteer for the examination. They came into the room, they confess, persons are arrested and charged, and they are placed before the court and they are found guilty," he further told reporters. "Unfortunately, in the Jamaican landscape, we have not graduated to the state as yet. We have not fully utilized the polygraph in the criminal justice sphere as much as we could. I have also done polygraph examination in Eastern Caribbean states and got confessions from police officers who were subsequently brought before the courts and pleaded guilty out of a polygraph examination. I know other cases of colleagues in the Eastern Caribbean who utilized polygraphs and it assisted court cases," Shakes continued. In noting that not much discussion is generated around the conversation between examiner and the examinee and what confession might be made, Shakes said, "Everything we do in the polygraph suits it audio and video recorded, so if the examiner is given a confession, it will then be validated by the recorded, and the conversation is not where it should be as yet." Shakes, who noted that MOCA is yet to receive any vetting requests for prospective employees of agencies tasked with the care of children or the vulnerable, said, "There is a lot of utility value for polygraphs, It is a very potential tool, but is underutilized. Mocha on Wednesday launched the second staging of its polygraph examiner's course at the National Police College in Twickenham Park, St. Catherine. The 10-week course will run from January 22 to March 29 with 12 new polygraph examiners from both local and regional law enforcement agencies being trained at the facility. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.